Wednesday, December 20, 2023, E55, 113K. I need to continue, right? This is the upper oil pan that we have a nice clean surface, one small imperfection on the casting here, not a big deal because it comes sealant, apply sealant there, it's fine, inside's beautiful, back over here it's nice, and let's lift it up without scratching it. Okay, this is from down, how does it look like? Beautiful. This I can wrap it and standing by until it comes the time to install it. Let me do it and continue with the lower one. Finish with the upper half, alright, wrapping it and putting it there. Keep it there for now. The lower half of the oil pan. From where to start and where to stop. We have a weld here at this point. We have a weld at this point. Alright, surface looks okay until you come here. And then until you come also here. Hey. Lovely. And then if you make it upside down, yeah, that's the weld that you saw from inside, and that's the other one. This one, it's a good thing to find a used one and put on, to don't use this one. I will gonna seal it. It will gonna be fine. I will gonna send it most probably for filling up, welding this area and this area, and then you have to make it flush. Good thing is that it doesn't get a gasket and it gets sealant. So even if it's, let us say, minus by 100 of millimeter, it will gonna be fine. If it's a positive, yeah, okay, it will not gonna be that fine. What's my plan? Sending it for welding, okay, then file it until it comes at one point, and then with a sandpaper to make it smooth with a straight edge to make sure that's nice and straight at this point and this point. I might put also some petrol here to see if it has any leak. Here it looks okay, it has some oil. It looks like that when they weld it, they didn't clean it very well and they didn't burn it very well. You have to preheat it, you have to clean it, you have to preheat it, you have to sand it a little bit to don't come this garbage out. Because always all this, it's soaked in oil, you know. So if you don't wash it well and if you don't preheat it, you get these kind of things. As soon as it's not leaking, I guess it can stay. Let me wrap it because it's not now the time. I might have a TIG welding machine next month. I need one TIG welding machine actually for me, but we're gonna see. Now I don't have the welders, so I have to weld by my own. Yay, no, nothing wrong with that. I'm not talking about, I'm not gonna weld, 3 kilometers line. It's just only filling up, not something crazy. If I don't have the welding machine, I'm gonna send it to the machine shop to weld it for me. Yeah, let me wrap also this one and continue. Or you know what, screw it. Cylinder heads, I blasted with dry ice to remove the most of the dirt that had outside. Okay, I degrease it to don't have burnt oil, to don't have a dust, don't have anything, to be able to remove nicely the valve springs and the valves. Need to clean the combustion chamber, the inlet port, the exhaust port, the combustion chamber. I just blast it with dry ice and you see how it comes with dry ice. Well, I'm gonna make it better. I'm not gonna leave it like that. The same thing also with the valves. Hey, once again, I mentioned before that the dry ice that we have, it's not high pressure, it's only for 10 bar. It's not with a high pressure compressor. There are different dry ice machines that have high pressures and they can remove everything. They can remove the color or something. This dry ice that we have, it cannot remove the color. So, okay. Before I continue with the cylinder heads, I have to wrap this one and finalize the block and the timing cover. The timing cover, I blasted with dry ice, same thing also with the engine block. but I haven't washed it for final. That's why I have it uncovered. That's why I didn't cover it. All right, I'm gonna go to wash it for final with detergent, make it dry, the same thing with the timing cover, wrapping it and keeping it here until I receive the parts. The crankshaft, this is how I receive it from the machine shop. It's still with the oil from the machine shop. It's not the time now to remove the oil. This I'm gonna remove it when it comes the time to check the clearance down with the plastic cage. So yeah, let me cover this, and I'm going to clean the timing cover with the detergent, washing it, and the engine block. A second for you. Timing cover washed. Here I wash it first, then I blast it with dry ice, then I wash again with detergent. Okay, that's the first time of washing. Same thing also with the block. It's being washed, the block again. It does have a powder from the dry ice, because as soon as you're blasting, all these are flying and sticking everywhere. So now it's nice, dry and clean. Why I haven't removed the 2 plugs? I said that I need 3 plugs, to put 3 new plugs for a peace of mind. I haven't received none. I don't know if they bring me only 1 or if they're gonna bring me all 3 of those. When I'm gonna have it, I'm gonna deal with that. Okay? Meanwhile, back over here, nice and clean, beautiful. The surface is excellent. Same thing here, same thing from this side, from front and from down. Let's make it upside down. The side here, obviously, no oil, no nothing. Down. Also from this side here, there is nothing. There is no sand, no nothing. From the oil pump here, the oil return, nice and clean. The cooling jets, everything looks beautiful. Inside, splendid. Now, wrapping it until it comes the time to deal with the block, because now it's not the time. Let me wrap it and then continue with the cylinder heads, like I said. Cylinder heads, and when I finish the cylinder heads, remaining the pistons. The pistons need to remove all the carbon. Remove the piston rings, remove the carbon from the piston rings, and from the piston, from the ringland inside, and from the scraper here, from the second piston ring that's like this, the second one. And then preparing also the pistons. Coming up next, cylinder heads. Yay. Engine block covered. Okay. We're gonna stay here. Let's start with the cylinder head bank 2. Bank 2 front. Alright. And that's the bank 1. Let's start removing the valves. Before I flip the cylinder head and remove the exhaust valves, let's see the intake. Alright, intake valve springs, the valves, and just this is the number 1. Pay attention to the seal. It's not changing the diameter of the seal. It doesn't change. That's my point. Whoops. Yeah. Even if I put it here, none of the seals. It's not hugging the valve. That's my point. If you see the new one, you're gonna be smaller the diameter than this. Clearly, obviously, when it's a new one, all right? And it's hard. Yes, it's not soft. And these are the intake, eh? All right. Taking it out, remove the washer and move on with the exhaust side. And classic, the exhaust looks worse than the intake. Exhaust intake, that's the seals I can compare it with the new one to show you the difference. Let me remove it. Take the washer out, the studs, then need to clean it again. Has some things here and there. Still has some oil, yeah, also there down. Classic. All this will gonna disappear, and this one. I'm just not touching it now to don't fail anything here inside, outside. That's it with the bank 2, empty. Next time you're gonna see the cylinder head will gonna be much cleaner. It's not gonna be like that. I need to remove the old head gasket from here. Not only from here, from all the surface, clearly, alright? And it looks nice, it looks nice. I'm gonna see how it looks like at the end. Sometimes has corrosion and it's continue till here, and then you need to resurface it. But I don't see any problem, at least on this cylinder head. And before I wash it, it looks fine. We're gonna see when I'm gonna clean it. I'm gonna inspect again after the first wash. Alright, let me put it back over there with the valves and continue with the bank 1. Give me a second. Here we go, side by side. The other one I'm gonna put from this side. I'm not planning to clean today because I have to go outside to troubleshoot 2 cars. So for now, I'm gonna remove the valves. I'm gonna bring it at this state, and then most probably tomorrow, it depends, I'm gonna deal with that. Let's place it there. That's it from the bank 1. Okay. Here it has a little bit more. Yeah, okay. So next time you're gonna be now I'm gonna wash actually the valve springs and these things. I just have it separate. I just want to get some measurements from them to see that everything's fine. We don't have any headache. Washing it. That's the old valve seals. Comparison with the new one. The cylinder head. Fine. Next time you're gonna see that, it's gonna be nice and clean. You're not gonna have these kind of things. Hey. Yep. Obviously, like I said, I haven't washed it, alright? It's just only with the dry ice, because it was completely disaster outside. I removed the most of the things, and now I have to make the first wash, you know, like any other time. Yeah. Dang it, dang it, dang it. Wow. Let's put it back there and finalizing the video. That's it. Bank 2, bank 1. Over and out. Next time you're gonna be nice and shiny.